Whew. Okay. I'm not happy, okay? I'm not happy. Actually. No reason to be. I'm just a bit like... It's rumour weekend, this, by the way. It's pissed me off so much. It's rumour weekend. And I have no plans for this weekend other than to work. We're 3-1 up, and in 13 minutes, West Ham conceded 3 goals. West Ham have conceded 24 goals so far in 2024, apparently. 24 for 24. How ideal? Not. We screwed it up in January with that window. I said we shouldn't have brought Calvin Phillips in because he wasn't going to be fit and he wasn't going to be ready to play. And he still isn't. I really, really wanted it to work out for him. But it's not. Terminate his loan. Or even better, look to get better defensive midfielder coverage for Alvarez when he's not able to play. I could blame it on a few things. I could blame it on the manager, but I can't at the same time. I could blame it on, put that way. I could blame it on Phillips solely, but it's not solely his fault. I could blame it on VAR, but that's not solely to blame. It's a lot of things. Was it a penalty? Wasn't it a penalty? Whatever. This is in-game management as well that is costing us too. Because those substitutions, yes, people, did play a role in that defeat. None of us fans deserve this, apart from people like Stelios, the Killington brothers, because they want this kind of thing to happen, believe it or not. They say they don't, but they do. Because they want it to suit their Moyes out agenda. It fuels their fire. Don't tell me otherwise. They're not proper fans. At all. Okay, it finished Newcastle United 4, West Ham United 3. Okay, you probably got that by now. That team lineup was really good, actually. Really good. It was Areola in goal, Sofal, Zuma, Mavropanos, Emerson as the back four. No Alvarez, because like I said, he was suspended. Ward-Prowse and Soucek in the middle. Kudus, Paquetá, Bowen. Attack line, Antonio up top. Phillips actually didn't even get a start for this, because last time he started a game, he made an error within the first 3 minutes of the kickoff, and it led to a goal. That was against Bournemouth. So, he had no right to start, and that was a suggestion, actually, for me, to say that he was kaput, done. Finito. This Newcastle side has injuries, problems everywhere. Their players are like built of glass. Every single time one of their players was touched on that field, every man went down to the ground clutching his hamstring. They had to sub off subs. Even. The defence got weaker, and we still couldn't get... Well, we could get past them, but we just... Oh, fucking hell. Penalty to Newcastle after 3 minutes, yeah? VAR checks it for offside. Is Gordon offside? Probably is. Is Sofal stupid? Yes. Is Sofal protesting the fact that he hasn't got a contract extension? Maybe. But he might be done at this club. He's 32 years old. He cost like £5 million. Fair enough, cheap signing who did his job within the first 2 or 3 seasons. But as time's gone by, he's become considerably weaker, as have a lot of other players in this team. Something Moyes cannot see. It stood. Isak scored it for 1-0. Then Lascelles had to come off because of an injury. West Ham did respond pretty well in that first half. And honestly, despite the ranting and raving, that first half was really good from us as well. You wouldn't believe it, though, would you, given that final scoreline. Paquetá lobbed over 3 players and found Antonio, who went one-on-one and then fired it into the net. I thought he'd sky it. They didn't. Bruno G and Paquetá kept going at each other. There's a lot of love between them, though. They're good mates. But still... They're going at each other a little bit in that game. They went down after a clash of heads. Unreal defending by Mavropanos, actually, to stop Isak from heading a ball. And he's our best defender, honestly. He is. Zuma, however, Captain Fanspastic and his crappy captaincy armband that he doesn't need. Guys, that guy's finished too. Saudi, please ring my phone or David Moyes' phone and answer the call and let him go. Don't ring my phone, I won't know what to do. But you can take him. 2-1 came from some quick thinking. And West Ham got the goal. Bowen played into onside, squares it off to a tight angle to Kudus, who fires a tight angle shot into the net. He tries to get the little chair from the ball boy to sit down on and do his celebration. But the kid wasn't giving it him, sadly. Bowen got the assist on that. Played well. 2-1 half time. Looking good. Great half of football. Newcastle fans are booing that. Areola had to come off, though, because he picked up a knock in that first half. Fabianski came on in his place. It's not even Fabianski's fault this all happened and went to shit, by the way, so don't start on him. What a start to half. 2 minutes, 4 seconds in it was actually. With West Ham clear a counter, Kudus breaks to the ball. Keeps it in play. I didn't notice there was another West Ham player coming through the middle, but Bowen was. Because all eyes were on Kudus. And no one got on Bowen. Bowen, straight through the middle, on his weaker foot. In, 3-1. And you're even thinking right now, most people will be thinking, it's killed off. But at West Ham, we can't think that at 3-1 because we know we're going to bottle it. That's why. You know something bad's going to happen. And that's why you don't get your hopes up. Don't. So at this point, I was thinking, we don't really need to make any subs that are going to change our formation or our plan. But we need to stop dropping deep and inviting the pressure. That's why Newcastle came on us. We invited the pressure yet again. Moyes allowed the players to do that. This is a substitution that really buggered it up for us. Okay, Phillips on for Antonio. Put on like Danny Ings instead. Again, Moyes, put on Danny Ings. Like, a like-for-like substitution does the job. It keeps the flow of the game going. You put on Calvin Phillips, you have to change your formation. If anything, I would have rather James Ward-Prowse come off instead, because he did sod all. And then Phillips comes on. And every time he comes on, I'm in the same mindset. Is he going to really stand up and be countered, especially in the absence of Alvarez? And he's not. If this were the Leeds United Calvin Phillips, I wouldn't be having these conversations or this attitude towards him. But it's not the Calvin Phillips of 5 years ago. This is a player who's overweight, unfit, doesn't seem to really... I'm not going to say he doesn't care, but he doesn't seem to show that he cares enough. Coasts around too much and is here just to get a cardio session and a paycheck. Questions need to be asked about that. I would have rather kept Fornals than have Phillips. Because Fornals would have actually done something a bit more. I wouldn't have been this bad. He comes into the game and he's trying to wrestle off players. He's not doing it. Newcastle has to make a sub. They put on Almiron. That's to bring him off and put on Harvey Barnes because Almiron got hurt. And then Harvey Barnes sub, by the way, spoiler alert, is the changing factor in the game. So, VAR, like 77 minutes, I think it was? Yeah, something like that. Penalty to Newcastle. Because Phillips is trying to clear the ball away and Gunn puts his leg in front and goes down. I am not going to blame Phillips for that. Because if the boot were on the other foot, it would have been given to us. But it was still given. And Isak took it and it was 3-2. At this point, I'm bricking it a little bit because I know this is not going to go right. And lo and behold, 3-3 did come through Harvey Barnes. A through ball and he slots it under Fabianski's legs. Guy who should have gone for as a winger target in the summer, by the way. Harvey Barnes scoring against us is just naturally funny. And Isak scoring a brace against us is funny as well, because he's now the new Callum bloody Wilson in our sense. And that's the other point. Wilson ain't trusted to stay fit, so they got Isak in. A player they played £50 million for. A player who's young still. Is getting at least 10 to 15 plus goals a season and can stay fit. We need an Antonio, not replica, but a similar player to him. Because That way, right, we're going to have someone who's physical and who can just bang the ball in the net. None of this technical gifted bullshit. None of this pacey bullshit. None of this goal poacher bullshit. Someone who moves. Otherwise, you can't play in David Moyes' team. Danny Ings could have come on and still played that striker role. Even Obama could have come on. I knew we were going to blow it at this point. And 4-3 came and I just... Phillips is to blame for this as well, by the way. Just doesn't do anything really to wrestle the ball off. Harvey Barnes strikes from outside the box, into the net, 4-3. And we've blown it. I'm not sure we'll get European football this season. If it means David Moyes gets gone at the end of the season, then okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with us not getting European football. But still, man, frick. Just signing Phillips alone in January was a bad move. We needed right back to cover. We needed winger cover. We needed another centre mid. Only now are we starting to look at another guy for centre midfield. Even Onana and Keita's names are being thrown into the mix. That's the Antwerp Keita, by the way, not the old Liverpool one. It's made me feel sick, actually, that game. And I'm just pissed off so bad. It hurts more than the Arsenal game, because the Arsenal game, you could, even though you were really mad about the 6-0 loss, you could understand it a bit more. Because they've got world-class players in their team. One of whom used to play for us. We can't do anything right at this club. And honestly, I don't know if I like it anymore. And I'm overreacting. I'm sick of waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning to watch games. I'm sick of paying $25 a month for the subscription on Fubo. Or however much I freaking pay. It's gone up. I'm sick of paying on DAZN. Do I honestly give a shit about this football club? No, I don't really. Anymore. And not in times like this. If they don't get put in the effort, why should I care about them? No, I want to.